So first and foremost, let's talk about the type of cheap suits to avoid. Now, unless you're going for a costumed look, go for a classic color, charcoal gray or navy blue. Now notice I didn't say black. You see, black fabric in suiting should be reserved for black tie, tuxedos. That's nightwear. And another reason to avoid them is it's harder to match shirts and ties with them. Charcoal gray, navy, medium gray like this, these colors are much easier to be able to mix and match with other pieces of clothing. And they also work with a wider variety of complexions. Now, what about those brighter colors? Maybe in blue, maybe in green, purple, yellow, red. Now, I'm not going to say you can't pull them off, but if the goal here is to make you look sophisticated, to make the outfit look expensive, you want to avoid these suits because in general, they scream costume suit. Now again, certain complexions can pull them off, but in general, to look expensive, you want to stick with the classic. Again, what you want to avoid is the shiny suit. That right there screams that it was either cheaply made or somebody mistakenly went over it with an iron, which by the way, never iron your suit. You can steam them, but never put a hot iron directly against the material.
Now, I've been wearing suits for over 2 decades. Marine Corps events, weddings, boardrooms, you name it. And I can tell you, these details matter. Get them wrong and people notice. Get them right and you'll look like $1,000,000. Your fit.
Fit is king. When you buy a suit, it has to fit you. Has to fit you in the shoulder points. Has to fit you in the chest area, which you can get adjusted a little bit. You can get it adjusted in the stomach area. So you want to make sure when you buy the suit, it fits you as close to perfect as possible. Need help with suit fit? Guys, I've got a video I'm going to link to down in the description with also a complete infographic. So if you want to look at pictures, you want to watch a video, I've got you covered.
Not removing tack stitching.
This is the stitching on a new jacket that prevents damage in transport. So you're going to see it on the lapels. You're going to see it on the pockets, especially the breast pocket. You're going to see it on the back vents. But when you get the jacket, you start to wear it, especially the first time, you want to remove the tack stitching. But there are areas where you don't want to remove it. Specifically, it's going to be the pockets right here. If you're going to use those pockets, that's fine. Then go ahead and remove it. But if you're never going to use these pockets, and I think this is for most men, and it's actually going to maintain kind of a nicer, sleeker look, then don't remove the tack stitching. Now let's talk about the breast pocket. I think you should remove it because you want to put it in a pocket square. And the vents, you definitely want to remove it because this is visible oftentimes from the outside, and you want the vents to be able to function.
Having the wrong lapels.
You want to look for classic notch lapels that aren't too wide, aren't too thin, or just right. On the back of the suit, look for 1 vent or look for 2 vents. In general, avoid the flashy patterns, avoid the flashy contrast stitching. You just want a simple classic design that you can build off of. Now gents, really quick, wherever you're at in your style journey, I've created a free group that you can join to level up, to improve your style and become the man you know yourself to be. This free community has over 10,000 men just like you, taking steps every day to become their best self. And I'm proud to say in this group over the last year, we've given away over $25,000 in clothing, watches, fragrances, accessories. And I've done this absolutely free because here at Real Men Real Style, we're on a mission to help 1 million men step up their style and to become the best dressed man in the room, a man who walks with confidence because he knows who he is. In a nutshell, you becoming your best self because style is that catalyst. You see, when you dress well, you dress for success. And your clothing, as many of you guys know, has a huge effect on your mindset and how you feel and how confident you are. So if you're ready to take one small step to becoming your best self, join our free group. It's over at school/RMRS. Again, it's absolutely free. We have weekly giveaways. And I've also made a number of my best-selling courses absolutely free in the group. Now this suit right here, as you can see, fits me really well right out the packaging. I definitely could shorten those sleeves about 1/2 inch. And the hem on the trousers, yeah, I definitely could go up 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch there. Oh, and there's a tad bit of bunching behind the neck. I'd probably bring that in as well. But overall, gents, this is a really good look for a suit that is well under $100 new. Yeah, gents, you heard me right. This is probably the cheapest suit I've ever had on my channel when it comes to money, for a fraction of the cost that you're going to spend at some of those higher end retailers.
Your shirts.
Of all the items we're going to talk about, shirts perhaps have the most price elasticity. What I mean by that is if you look hard enough, you look for sales, you look for deals, you can find a great shirt that will fit you for less than $20, or you could spend upwards of $200. Now the difference between those shirts may actually be incredibly small, but one of them you're able to get immediately. Maybe you're getting it custom built for you, so it's going to be fitted. That's what you're paying the $200 for, or it's a name brand. However, a lot of big box stores, they've got their own brands. And if you find something that actually fits you, made from 100% cotton, or you can get it adjusted to fit you a little bit better. And if you catch that shirt on sale, like a buy one, get one free deal, all of a sudden you're getting that shirt for $20. Again, you got to give yourself some time here, but what's great great about a classic white dress shirt or even light blue, they're not going out of style. They've been around for decades. And understand, similar to the jacket, you've got to make sure you get the fit right. It's not just the sleeve length, but it's also going to be the collar, because if the collar is way too big or if it's too tight, you're not going to be able to wear the suit, especially if you want to wear it with a necktie. Novelty necktie. So if you want your inexpensive suit to look sophisticated, do not go with a novelty necktie. In general, avoid neckties maybe that are too casual, like knitted neckties or wool neckties, and avoid overly flashy colors, especially neon. Now, the default tie for a lot of guys is the red necktie. Studies have been very clear. Wearing this color signals power, can signal dominance, and people are more likely to listen to a man who's wearing a little bit of the color red. However, red is not really a specific color. There are all types of hues, tints, and variations of it. Now, the simple rule I follow here when it comes to colors is the outfit and are you warm or cool toned? So if you're wearing gray or you like cooler tones like silver jewelry, then in general, the tie colors should lean towards richer, deeper, more shades of the color. And that's when you've added a little bit of a darker aspect to them. So as you can see, this color of red would work really well with the gray suit that I'm wearing. This gold tie with the blue diamonds right here with the stripes going across, this would look great with my gray suit. On the other hand, if I was wearing a navy suit, I'd probably want to go with a tie that has a little bit more pop in the color. This purple right here with small repeating patterns, we've got these light blues with these white dots, this could work. Or again, if I wanted to send a signal of power, I could go with a red tie, but in a hue like this. And if I wanted to go for a more muted look, I could actually go with a solid blue tie, which, believe it or not, with a light blue shirt and the shade is going to be slightly different than the suit. This is a really good monochromatic, good looking combination that for a man that doesn't want to draw too much attention to himself is a great overall look. And really quick on tie patterns, let's look at this green tie here. Notice that we've got two repeating patterns. This one is a little bit busy, but still would be fine to wear, especially with that gray suit. And this pattern right here, if you don't recognize it, is paisley. It actually comes out of India and is a classic pattern in men's ties that you can wear in even a formal situation. However, I think most of you guys are going to be served best by going with a solid tie or a semi-solid tie. That's going to have a subtle pattern in it or a small repeating pattern like the dots we've got here. Wrong watch. Having a classic dress watch is going to be perfect for the look that we're going for. Now, gents, there are all different types of watches out there. You got racing watches, you got dive watches, but a classic dress watch is going to be simple. It's going to usually be made either from a precious metal. The dial isn't going to be overly complicated. Now, this watch right here is a fine watch, but this is a field style watch. And notice the canvas strap. This right here would bring down the entire outfit, and it's a casual watch, not a dress watch. Build quality. So when you go out there and you look at suits, you're going to see the different types of fabrics. Understand, there isn't a standard here. So it's kind of like megapixels on cameras. Don't think that just because you're going to get more megapixels on that camera, you're going to be able to take better pictures. The same thing with suits. Just because it's a Super 220, that doesn't mean it's better than a Super 180 or even a Super 120. Touch the fabric. Actually look at it. Ask the person selling it, what's the build quality? And the build quality is going to be everything inside the suit. Does it have a floating canvas? Those little details like that. What's inside the suit you can't see. You've got to trust on the manufacturer, the brand, where it's coming from. One of the best deals I find, especially if a man's starting off, is to go to a box store. Wait till they've got a great sale. Find a suit that maybe normally sells for $600, $700. Try it on, look at yourself in the mirror, and then wait till it goes on sale at maybe half that price. That way you can jump on it, know it's a great deal. Another tip is to go into the best menswear store in your area and try on that $1,000 suit. Feel what a nice fabric really feels like. Look at that fit. Look at yourself in the mirror. Look at the build quality and look at the way it fits your body and be like, wow, I look great. Another thing, when you've tried on those great looking suits, those great feeling suits, when you're at another store and you're like, wow, that is on sale, 50% off. It looks just like the suit I tried on. You put it on, you're like, this is a great deal. So by trying on high quality, you can then better spot high quality. So what video to watch next? How about 13 fashion trends that should die forever and ever? And ever. Seriously, in this video, I rant, I go on a little bit. These things should disappear. Why are they even around? What am I talking about, gents? Find out in this video right here. Yes, click on it. It's a good one. Seriously, it's a good video. Boom, boom. Hit that click. Yes, go right to it. Magically, you will go to another video when you click here.